Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gorangi Radhe Vrindaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chev Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय। बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा तनिषा।
हरे कृष्ण।
लास्ट वीक हम लोग श्लोक 39 पढ़ रहे थे ऑफ 9th chapter and 7th canto. Yeah, as we know, there are 12 cantos. We are on 7th canto, and then we are on 9th अध्याय, श्लोक 39। और इस अध्याय में हम पढ़ रहे हैं कि कैसे प्रहलाद महाराज नरसिंह भगवान का ग्लोरिफिकेशन करते हैं और नरसिंह भगवान को भी शांत करते हैं, क्योंकि लॉर्ड शिवा, लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा, Lakshmi Devi, no one was willing to go near Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan at that point when he killed Hiranyakashipu with that swarup of Nar and Singh. And Lord Brahma asked Prahlāda Maharaj to go and glorify Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan. And that's what we are reading right now, Prahlāda Maharaj's prayers to Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan. Yeah. And last week we read Shlok 39. And in that, Prahlāda Maharaj is saying that, my dear Lord of the Vaikuntha planets, where there is no anxiety, my mind is extremely sinful and lusty, being sometimes so-called happy and sometimes so-called distressed. My mind is full of lamentation and fear, and it always seeks more and more money. Thus it has become most polluted and is never satisfied in topics concerning you. I am therefore most fallen and poor. In such a status of life, how shall I be able to discuss your activities? Yeah, is what Prahlāda Maharaj is praying to Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan, but he's praying on behalf of all of us, right? And he's saying, like, hey Vaikuntanath, right? The Lord of the Vaikuntha planets, how should we really worship you? Because we are so much durita dustam, right? Kamaturam, harshasho, bhai. Like, so we are surrounded by so many of Indriya activities that, Vimrashami Dina, like we are so poor in that thought process, spiritual thought process. So how do we discuss your activities, right? Katha Amrit is what Prahlāda Maharaj is asking and praying to Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan. Shlok, Anil ji.
एवं स्वकर्म पतितं भवभयतरण्या मन्योन्य जन्म मरणाशन भीतं पश्यञ्जनं स्वपरिविग्रह वैरमैत्रम् अन्तेति पारुच पीप्रहि मूढमद्य. My dear Lord, you are always transcendently situated on the other side of the river of death, but because of the reactions of our own activities, we are suffering on this side. Indeed, we have fallen into this river and are repeatedly suffering the pains of birth and death and eating horrible things. Now kindly look upon us, not only upon me, but also upon all others who are suffering, and by your causeless mercy and compassion, deliver us and maintain us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Prahlāda Maharaj is continuing to pray, right? And he's saying that we are suffering on this side of the river, right? There's a spiritual planet and there is a materialistic planet. We are, of course, all on the materialistic planet. We have fallen into this river and are repeatedly suffering the pains of birth and death and eating horrible things, right? It says here, Manyo Anya Janma Maran Shan Bhita Bhitam. Yeah, everyone in the materialistic world, the conditioned souls, are going through birth, death, old age, and disease, right? That's what is happening. So he's requesting, right? Pi Prihi Mudham Adhyay. Yeah, so Prahlāda Maharaj is requesting that your causeless mercy and compassion, right? You can deliver us and maintain us, is what Prahlāda Maharaj is requesting to Nṛsiṁhadeva. Yeah, Ajay?
Sure. कौन वत्र ते अखिल गुरु भगवान प्रयास उत्तारणे अस्य भव संभव लोप हेतु मृढ़ेषु वै महदनुग्रह आर्त बंधु प्रिंतेन ते प्रियजनानुसेवता न. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, original spiritual master of entire world, what is the difficulty for you who manage the affairs of the universe in delivering the fallen souls engaged in your devotional service? You are the friend of all suffering humanity, and for great personality, it is necessary to show mercy to the foolish. Therefore, I think that you will show your causeless mercy to persons like us who engage in your service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Prahlāda Maharaj, of course, is calling him Akhil Guru, right? Spiritual master of the entire world. Yeah. And he's saying that there is no difficulty for you to Uttarane Asya. Yeah. And we are Mudheshu. And, so Priyajan Anu Sevatam. So you will show your causeless mercy to persons like us who can engage in your service, right? In Bhakti Yoga. It says that mentioned here is another significant point in this verse is that by devotional service, Prahlāda Maharaj does not want to benefit alone. Rather, he prays to the Lord that all of us fallen souls in this material world may, by the grace of the Lord, engage in the service of his servant and thus be delivered. The grace of the Lord is not at all difficult for Lord to bestow, and thus Prahlāda Maharaj wants to save the whole world by spreading Krishna consciousness. Tanisha?
नैवोद्विजे पर दुर्त्यय वैतरण्या सत्वद्विर्यग गायान महामृतमंगिन चिंतम सोचे ततो विमुक्षेतस्य इंद्रायथ माया सुखाय भरमुद्वहतो विमुदानम. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. For whatever I stay, I am fully absorbed in your thoughts of glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools, rascals, who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies, and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what Prahlāda Maharaj is praying to Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan is that he, of course, is in full thought of glories and activities of Lord Vishnu, right? Maha Amrit Magna Chitta. But what he's saying is Soche Tato, like he's worried about people who are Vimukh, and who are full of Maya, full of materialistic world. He's more concerned about them. And that's why he's requesting Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan to deliver everyone. Yeah. So read this purport, Anilji.
There is a river known as Bhaitarani between the material and the spiritual worlds, and one must cross this river to reach the other side, or the spiritual world. This is an extremely difficult task, as the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 7.14, Devi ki esa gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. Same word, duratya, meaning very difficult, is used here. Therefore, one cannot surpass the stringent laws of material nature except by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Nonetheless, although all materialists are baffled in their plans, they try again and again to become happy in this material world. Therefore, they have been described as bimud or bimud, first class fools. As for Prahlāda Maharaj, he was not at all unhappy. For although he was in the material world, he was full of Krishna consciousness. Those who are Krishna conscious, trying to serve the Lord, are not unhappy, whereas one who has no assets in Krishna consciousness and is struggling for existence is not only foolish but extremely unhappy also. Prahlāda Maharaj was happy and unhappy simultaneously. He felt happiness and transcendental bliss because of his being Krishna conscious. Yet he felt great unhappiness for the fools and rascals who make elaborate plans to be happy in this material world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so as you know, in Bhagavad Gita himself, right, the point mentioned in this paragraph is Bhagavad Gita itself, Lord Krishna is saying, right, that Devi Isha Gunamayi Mam Maya Duratya. Like this divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature. What are the three modes of material nature?
Rajogun, Tamogun, Satogun.
Right, yeah. So those Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun, we are all influenced, the conditioned soul, we are all conditioned souls. In this materialistic world, we are all influenced by sometimes Satogun, sometimes Rajogun, sometimes Tamogun, and we know that it's very difficult to overcome that, right? Lord Krishna himself is saying it's very difficult to overcome that. But what is the process of overcoming that? Is the devotional service, right? That's what is mentioned, that only way we can overcome and we can pass through all those materialistic existence is through the devotional service. Yeah? Prayena deva muniyah svavimukti kama monam charanti vijanena paratanishta नेतान्न विहाय कृपणान विमुमुक्षयेको नान्यं त्वदस्य शरणं भ्रमतो अनुपश्ये. My dear Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to the Himalayas or the forest to meditate with vows of silence, Maunavrit. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone. Leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals, I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to the shelter at your lotus feet. Yeah, is what Prahlāda Maharaj is saying. Right? There are so many sadhus and sons who are doing like monam charanti vijanena parathanishtaya because they are svavimukti kama. They want to get liberation themselves. But what Prahlāda Maharaj is saying that he wants liberation for everyone, right? Tvadasya sharanam brahmato anupashya, like everyone who is rotating around this materialistic world, he wants all of them to surrender unto you so they can go back to the lotus feet. Yeah. Ajay?
This is the decision of Vaishnava, the pure devotee of Lord. For himself, he has no problem, even if he has to stay in the material world, because his only business is to remain in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna conscious person can go even to hell and still be happy. Therefore, Prahlāda Maharaj said, Naivod Vijay Para Durtaya Vetranya. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. A pure devotee is never unhappy in any condition of life. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17.28. Narayana parah sarve na kutasyan bibhyati swarga pavarga narak narkisva api tulyarth darsana. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what is mentioned for the devotees is whether it's Swarga, Apvarga, Narkeshu, yeah, any place, Api Tullartha Darshinaha. Like we are only interested, the devotees are interested in the service to the Lord, and service to the Lord is surrendering to the Lord, and that is by doing the devotional service, right? Tanisha?
यन्मैथुनादि ग्रह में धी सुखम हि तुच्छम कंदुयनेन कार्योरिव दुखम खदुखम त्रप्य नित्य नेह कृपाण बहुधम भाजम कंडुतिवनम नसिजम विषहेत धीरम. Sex life is compared to rubbing of two hands to relieve an itch. Grahamidas, so-called grahasas, have no spiritual knowledge, think that this itching is the greatest platform of happiness, although actually it is source of distress. The kripanas, the fools, who are just the opposite of brahmas, are not satisfied by repeated sensuous enjoyment. Those who are dhira, however, who are sober and who tolerate this itching are not subjected to the sufferings of fools and rascals. Hare Krishna.
Hare
मौन व्रत श्रुत तपो दयन स्वधर्म दाख्यार होज प्रसामधय आप वर्ग्याः प्रायः परम पुरुषते त्वजितेन्द्रियाणां वार्ता भवन्त्यतु युत न वात्रथ दाम्भिकानाम्. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are 10 prescribed methods on the path to liberation. To remain silent, not to speak to anyone, to observe vows, to amass all kinds of Vedic knowledge, to undergo austerities, to study the Vedas and other Vedic literatures, to execute the duties of Varnashram Dharma, to explain the Shastras, to stay in a solitary place, to chant mantras silently, and to be absorbed in trance. These different methods for liberation are generally only a professional practice and means of livelihood for those who have not conquered their senses. Because such persons are falsely proud, these procedures may not be successful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, and especially in Kali Yuga, what is being mentioned is those procedures may not be successful. Yeah, so only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful activities with no possibility that they will revive. Otherwise, there's always a chance of falling down again and again. Yeah, is what is being mentioned here. Ajay?
रूपे इमे सत्सति तव वेद सृष्टे बीजांकुराविव न चान्य दरूपकस्य युक्ताः समक्षमुभयत्र विचक्षन्ते त्वा योगेन वाहिवमिव दारुषु नान्यतः स्यात्. By authorized Vedic knowledge, one can see that the forms of cause and effect in cosmic manifestation belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the cosmic manifestation is His energy. Both cause and effects are nothing but energies of the Lord. Therefore, O my Lord, just as a wise man, by considering cause and effect, can see how fire pervades wood, those engaged in devotional service understand how you are both the cause and the effect. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And who is speaking right now?
Prahlāda Maharaj?
Prahlāda Maharaj, right? Prahlāda Maharaj is continuously glorifying Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan and think purpose. So as described in previous verses, many so-called students of spiritual understanding follow the 10 different methods known as Manavrit, Shuta Tapo, Dhyan, Swadharma, Vyakhya, Raho, Jap, Samadhyaya. These may be very attractive, but by following such methods, one cannot actually understand the real cause and effect and the original cause of everything. Janmadi Ashyayatah. The original source of everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Sarva Karan Karanam. This original source of everything is Krishna, the Supreme Ruler, Ishvara Param Krishna, Sachidanand Vigraha. He has his eternal spiritual form. Indeed, he is the root of everything. Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. Whatever manifestations exist, their cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This cannot be understood by the so-called silence or by any other hodgepodge method. The Supreme Cause can be understood only by devotional service, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Godhead personally says, Bhaktyam Ekya Grihaya. One can understand the original cause of all causes, the Supreme Person, only by devotional service, not by show bottle exhibition. So again and again, Lord Krishna is saying that devotional service is the only way one can understand Lord Shri Krishna himself, right? Bhaktyamam Abhijanati. And what's the way of doing the devotional service?
There are 9 ways.
Right.
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Archanam, Pach, Sevanam, Sakhyam,
Dasham,
Darsham, Vandanam, and
Archanam, Vandanam, Dasham, Sakyam, Atmanivedam.
Atmanivedam.
So there are 9 different ways, and we know there are a lot of different examples given of people doing the devotional service, right? And that's the way to surrender to Lord Shri Krishna, is what is mentioned. Tanisha?
Tvam Vayur Ginarva Nirvidam Mabu Matram Prani Nidrayani Hridaya Chidanu Grahashya Sarve Tvameva Saguno Vigunashri Bhunam Nanayat Twadasyapi Manovachasa Nirukatam. O Supreme Lord, you are actually the air, the earth, fire, sky, and water. You are the objects of sense perception, the life airs, the 5 senses, the mind, consciousness, and false ego. Indeed, you are everything, subtle and gross. The material elements and anything expressed, either by the words or by the mind, are nothing but you.
Hare Krishna. So basically what Prahlāda Maharaj is saying, is praying to Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan that everything really is you, right? Says here, Tvam. Tvam is Vayu, Agni, Avani is Prithvi, Aviya is Akash, and then Ambu is Jal, So as we know, there are 5 elements, right? Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash, and Prithvi. Everything is you, right? And you are the Pranam Indriyani, you are the Hridayam, and you are, of course, it says here, the life airs and the 5 senses. What are the 5 senses? What are the 5 Gyanendriya?
Eyes, nose, tongue, skin, ears.
And the ears, there are 5 Gyanendriyas, right? Like we have 5 Gyanendriyas, we have 5 Karmendriya like that. So 5 Gyanendriyas are the 5 senses by which we operate generally, right? So eyes, we see, the nose, we smell, the skin, you feel the touch, the ears, you hear, right? And tongue is you taste. Those are the 5 impacts and 5 senses. And then, of course, we have the Suksham Sharir, is the mind, intelligence, and false ego. But ultimately, what is being mentioned is all the shuttle, Suksham Sharir, and the gross Stul Sharir, right? Everything is nothing but you. Yeah, is what Prahlāda Maharaj is saying, is that Sarvatvameva, yeah, Sarvatvameva, everything is actually you. Yeah. And the nice purport, let's read this. Hello, Hare Krishna, Rinaji.
Hare Krishna, Maya. This is the all-pervasive conception of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which explains how he spreads everywhere and anywhere. Sarvam Khalva Idam Brahma. Everything is Brahman, the Supreme Brahman Krishna. Nothing exists without him, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina mat sthani sarvabhutani na chaham tesu avastita. I exist everywhere and everything exists in me, yet I am not visible everywhere. The Lord can be visible only through devotional service. Tatra tisthami narada yatra gayanti mad bhaktaha. The Supreme Lord stays only where his devotees chant his glories. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I think there's this thing that Narad Muni asks, like, where does Lord Vishnu resides? Yeah, and that's where he's saying that Tatra Tishtami Narad Yatra Gayanti Mad Bhakta. Wherever there is a devotional service is where Lord resides. Yeah. Nete Gunan Gunino Mahadadayo Ye Sarve Manah Prabhritah Sahadeva Martyah Adhyantavant Urugaya Vidanti Tva Mevam Vimrishya Sudiyo Viramanti Shabda. Neither the 3 modes of material nature, Sattva Gun, Rajogun, and Tamogun, nor the predominating deities controlling these 3 modes, nor the 5 gross elements, nor the mind, nor the demigods, nor the human beings can understand your lordship, for they are all subjected to birth and annihilation. Considering this, the spiritually advanced have taken to devotional service. Such wise men hardly bother with Vedic study. Instead, they engage themselves in practical devotional service. Right? Is what Prahlāda Maharaj is glorifying Lord Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan for all of us, right? And he's saying that irrespective of even the deities who are managing these Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun, right? And all the human beings and even the beings in the higher planets, everybody is subjected to birth and annihilation in this materialistic world, right? As we know, there are 14 planets, right? Earth is the 7th planet. There are 14 planets. Lord Brahma resides in the topmost planet, Satyalok. The bottommost planet is which one? Which is the bottommost planet?
Patal Lok.
Patal Lok, right? So Earth, Prithvi is 7. Below us, we have 6 planets, right? Talatal, Sutal, Patal is the bottom. And higher ones we have Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, Taplok, Janlok, and the Brahmalok, which is the Satyalok. But then what is being mentioned is that in the entire universe, right, 14 planets, everyone is subjected to birth and annihilation. And what Prahlāda Maharaj is saying, that considering this, yeah, the spiritually advanced have taken to devotional service. And not even Vedic studies are good enough unless somebody is engaged in practical devotional service, right? Is what is mentioned. Anilji?
Sattehritam Namaha Stuti Karma Pujaha Karma Smrtischaranayoha Shravanam Kathayam Sansevaya Tvai Vineti Shrangyam Kim bhaktim jana paramhansa gato lavet. Therefore, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all persons to whom prayers are offered, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you because without rendering 6 kinds of devotional service unto you, offering prayers, dedicating all the results of activities, worshipping you, working on your behalf, always remembering your lotus feet, and hearing about your glories, who can achieve that which is meant for the Paramhansas? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Prahlāda Maharaj is saying is, everything I surrender unto you, right? Tama Namaha. Everything is Stuti Karma Puja, all the karams, all the Karma Smriti Charanayo Shavanam Kathayam. And then he's saying rendering 6 kinds of devotional services, offering prayers, yeah, Shavanam Kathayam, dedicating the results of all the fruitive activities, Stuti Karma Puja, yeah, worshipping you, yeah, and like that. So we have 9 different ways, and 6 are mentioned here by Prahlāda Maharaj. Bhaktim Janah Paramhans. Wait, yeah. Ajay?
Shri Narad Uvach Etavadharni Gunavadhit Varnit Guno Bhaktya Bhakte Nirgunah Praladam Pranatam Priyo Yat Manur Bhashat. The great saint Narad said, thus Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva was pacified by the devotee Prahlāda Maharaj with prayers offered from the transcendental platform. The Lord gave up his anger and being very kind to Prahlāda, who was offering prostrated obeisances, he spoke as follows. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So after Prahlāda Maharaj does the prayers, the Lord is pacified and Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan is speaking to Prahlāda Maharaj. Yeah. Anisha?
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prahlāda Bhadra Bhadram Te Pritoham Te Surotam Varam Vrinash Vashva Bhimatam Kamapuroha Samasyam Nrinam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Prahlād, most gentle one, best of the family of the Asuras, all good fortune unto you. I am very much pleased with you. It is my pastime to fulfill the desires of all living beings, and therefore you may ask from me any benediction that you desire to be fulfilled. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan, of course, is addressing him as Surottam, right? He is the best of the family of the Asuras, but then he is, of course, very much pleased and asking for any benedictions to Prahlāda Maharaj. Tinaji?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Bhaktavatsala. The Supreme Personality is very much affectionate to his devotees. It is not very extraordinary that the Lord offered his devotee all benedictions. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, in effect, I fulfill the desires of everyone. Since you are my devotee, whatever you want for yourself will naturally be given, but if you pray for anyone else, the prayer also will be fulfilled. Thus, it will approach the Supreme Lord or his devotee, or if we are blessed by a devotee, naturally we will automatically achieve the benedictions of the Supreme Lord. Yasya Prasad Bhagavat Prasadaha. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that if one pleases the Vaishnava spiritual master, all of one's desire will be fulfilled. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mam Prinate Ayusham Na Darshanam Durlabhime Drishtva Punarjanma Tuaratmanam Taptu Mahiti. My dear Prahlād, may you live a long time. One cannot appreciate or understand me without pleasing me, but one who has seen or pleased me has nothing more for which to lament for his own satisfaction. Yeah. Is what Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan is telling to Prahlāda Maharaj. Anilji?
Prinantiyatma dhiraha sarvabhavena sadhavaha Preyasya Kama Mahabhag Sarva Sama Shisham Patim. My dear Prahlad, you are very fortunate. Please know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows. For I am the only person who can fulfill all the desires of everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay?
Shri Narad Uvaj. Evam pralobhya mano api varailok pralobhanai ekantitvad bhagavati naikshtan surottama. Narad Muni said Prahlāda Maharaj was the best person in a family of asuras who always aspire for material happiness. Nonetheless, although allured by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who offered him all benedictions for material happiness, because of his unalloyed Krishna consciousness, he did not want to take any material benefit for sense gratification. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Narad Muni said, and whom Narad Muni is saying to? Whom is Narad Muni speaking to?
Yudhishthira.
Yudhishthira Maharaj, right? If you just go back, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was doing the Rasya Yajna, what happens? After Shishupal does 100 faults, Lord Krishna sends the Sudarshan Chakra. But then after killing Shishupal, Shishupal gets merged into the environment of Lord Krishna himself. By seeing that, Yudhishthira Maharaj is very surprised. And he's asking, like, Shishupal, who has been the biggest critic of Lord Krishna since childhood, how come he gets to go into the environment of Lord Shri Krishna? And thus he's asking this question to Narad Muni. And then Narad Muni is responding to him and is saying how Shishupal was in they have been the Dwarpal, right? Jay and Vijay. And who gave shrap to Jay and Vijay? Remember? So Jay and Vijay were the Dwarpal at Lord Vishnu's place, who came to see Lord Vishnu, and they were not allowed to enter into Vaikuntha. Sanat Kumars, right? Remember?
Sanat Kumar, yeah.
Sanat Kumars wanted to, and then they didn't allow. The Sanat Kumars gave them shrap that they will take birth 3 times on the earth, and the first time was Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Yeah? That's what we are reading. So we are reading about Hiranyakashipu, and that's what Narad Muni is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And then he's saying, of course, about Prahlāda Maharaj, yeah, is the Nechatas Nasrottam. Like he is the best in Krishna consciousness. So even though Nṛsiṁhadeva said you ask for any benediction, he did not want to take any material benefit for sense gratification. Yeah, what is being mentioned? Let's just read this quickly, Tanisha.
Pure devotees like Prahlāda Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj do not aspire for any material benefit at any stage of devotional service. When the Lord was present before Dhruva Maharaj, Dhruv did not want to take any material benefit from the Lord. Swavim kartotho, swavarim nayase. As a pure devotee, he could not ask the Lord for any material benefit. In this regard, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed us, na dhanam, na janam, na sarduttam, kavitam va jagadisa kamaye, mama janamani janmanisware bhavatad bhaktir ahyukti tvai. O my Lord Jagdisha, I do not pray for benedictions by which to achieve material wealth, popularity, or beauty. My only desire is to serve you. Kindly engage me in the service of a servant of your servant. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So that's what, as we know, Prahlāda Maharaj, and as we also know, Dhruva Maharaj, who went to do prayers because he wanted to want the bigger kingdom than his father, right? But then ultimately, when he got darshan of Lord Vishnu, and how did he get darshan of Lord Vishnu? Do you remember? What did Dhruva Maharaj do?
Because he was given a mantra by Narad Muni, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He just
Yeah.
practiced and practiced.
Right. So constantly he chanted the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mantra was given to him none other than Narad Muni himself. Yeah. So this ends the Bhakti Vedanta purpose of the 7th canto 9th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Prahlāda pacifies Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva with prayers. Yeah. Bolo Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Yeah. So we'll pause here and then tomorrow we'll continue reading about Prahlāda Maharaj, who is the best among exalted devotees, and then we will show the conversation between Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan and Prahlāda Maharaj. Yeah. So, and as we know, it's Navratri time. Yeah. And I think it's Navratri there till tomorrow is the Ashtami, and then we have Ram Navami on Wednesday. Yeah. So we'll do the darshan directly from Vaishnav Devi. Yeah, this was live just before 4 or 5 hours. So we'll just do the or this one is one before that actually. This one is from last week, but it's still live from Vaishnav Devi. Okay. So we'll see it for 7 to 8 minutes. Okay.
Namaste Jagatparine Trahi Durge Namo Devi Durge Shive Manade Sada Sarva Siddhi Pradate Swarupe Vibhute Satam Kalatri Swarupe Namaste Jagatparine Trahi Durge Sharanasi Surana Siddha Vidha Dharana Munidhar Javarana Vyadi Vidana Vipati Grihagatana Dasya Visrasitana Vanasi Sharanamika Devi Durge Prasida Shri Bhagavate Stotram Bhagavati Devi Namo Bharate Jaya Parvati Nashini Bahu Bharate Jaya Shurpani Shurpakapāladhare Pranamami Tu Devi Narati Hare Jaya Chandra Divar Paranendradhare Jaya Pavatra Bhushita Vakravare Jaya Bhairava Deha Nilena Pare Jaya Angaka Nitya Vishosakare Jaya Marisha Vimardini Shulakare Jaya Loka Samastaka Papahare Jaya Devi Pita Mahavishnude Jaya Bhaskara Shakra Shirobhanate Jaya Shanamukha Sayudhari Shanute Jaya Salargamini Shambhurute Jaya Dukha Daredra Vinashakare Jaya Putra Kalatra Vivekare Jaya Devi Samasta Shariragare Jaya Naka तुलं पवनोमि सरस्वती पादयुगं सुरभोर्निमणि द्युतिशुभ्रकरं विषयादिमहाभयपावहं तेजकान्तिविलेसितचन्द्रशिवं पवनोमि सरस्वती पादयुगं गुणनीततुलासितभेतिमदं गुणघोरवघोर्वितसत्यपदं कमलोधर कोमलपादतलं पवनोमि सरस्वती पादयुगं पवनोमि सरस्वती पादयुगं पवनोमि सरस्वती पादयुगं
अक्षमा प्रार्थना
अपराध सहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशमया दासोऽयमिति मामत्वा क्षमस्व परमेश्वरि आवाहनं न जानामि विसर्जनं पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षम्यतां परमेश्वरि मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं सुरेश्वरि यद्बोधितं मया देवी परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे अपराधशतं कृत्वा जगदम्बेति चोच्चरेत् यां गतिं समवाप्नोति नाथां ब्रह्मादयः सुराः स्वापराधोऽस्मि शरणं प्रातस्त्वां जगदम्बिके इदानीमनुकम्प्योऽहं यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु अज्ञानाद्विस्मृतेन भ्रान्त्या जन्योऽहमधिकं कृतं तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवी प्रसीद परमेश्वरि कामेश्वरि जगन्मातः सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहे गृहाणार्थाभिमां प्रीत्या प्रसीद परमेश्वरि गुह्याति गुह्यमोक्तेवं गृहाणां समकृतं जपं सिद्धिर्भवतु मे देवी त्वत्प्रसादां सुरेश्वरि
सच्चे ज्योता वाली माता
तेरी सदा ही जय
शब्द मनोर्थ पूर्ण करने वाली माता
तेरी सदा ही जय
सबको सद्बुद्धि देने वाली माता
तेरी सदा ही जय
बोलो सच्चे दरबार
की जय
Hello, Vaishnavi Mata ki jai. Oh, so beautiful prayers at Vaishnavi Mandir. Yeah, think about the transcendental vibrations there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So one more day for Ashtami tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 9:30. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.